Sup, Dion? This is Leo Rush, and I think it's time to hit him with another episode of Kryptonians who laugh here at the fortress of awesometude, whatever that means.
Oh boy!
Why do weird and shit like that?
Mm-hmm. We were having like a duet there for a second.
Yeah. We're fucking dope.
I'm dope?
We're dope.
We're dope. Yes.
You heard me say we. You said I.
Yeah.
Did it on purpose.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
It is episode 9.
9?
9?
9? German?
No, 9 number.
Oh.
We're on 9, right?
We did this is the second time we did this. Like
9. We're on 9.
We think we're on 9.
Yeah.
If we're wrong, he'll put a little text in it saying like we're stupid and then have the actual number.
Yeah. It's 9.
More work for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But welcome to Kryptonians Who Laugh again.
Welcome to our humble abode.
We're almost to 10.
Mm-hmm.
9 is
Double
before
digits.
10.
I'm
And
surprised
then
you can count.
right before 11.
Yeah.
So-
What comes after 11?
We'll see.
Huh?
We'll see. But as always, I am your static host, Kalel Creed,
Mm-hmm.
and my even more static co-host.
Zombay-kay.
Okay, I just thought we were pause it for dramatic effect.
Hell yeah, man.
And here
Have a little
we
jump scare.
go. So, what's been going on?
Nothing much. Just working my butt off. That's it. This is my only. No, yesterday was my only day off. Working all week.
How do you like it?
It's a job, you know. Like I miss the training center, man.
Yeah.
Like I miss it so much. It was such a perfect place to work. Yeah, paid good. Coworkers were dope. It's where I met him. Watch episode 1. It was fantastic. I miss the training center. But you know, job's a job. I'm working, getting money. I got to be a hermit. Can't really spend my money at all on anything because I'm not getting paid that much.
It's true.
Yeah. But
But
I'm adulting, fam.
But just working.
Yeah, I'm working.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Is that all you've been doing?
just working. I've been playing a little bit of, obviously, like Dead by Daylight and Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay.
That's all I've been playing.
Okay. What do you do at work?
Depends on the contract. If I'm at Kroger, usually I'm walking around the store, standing up front. It's kind of a deterrent. If I'm at Framatome, I'm sitting in an office with computer screens everywhere. Yeah, like, you know, like this. Yeah, exactly like that. And if I'm at Wally World, then I'm going to be outside.
Really?
Yeah. I'm basically, my job at Walmart is to tell people,
They have to have a mask on.
Yep.
I knew you were going to be that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Have fun with that.
It's going to suck. At least I get paid a lot.
But you already got cursed out though, didn't you?
I got cursed out at Kroger because I locked up the store.
You can't have that. You can't go closing at closing time. That's crazy talk.
Exactly. Well, his point, the customer's point was, it was like 15 minutes till close, and that's when we lock the doors to prevent people from coming in. Because we close at 12, so we lock up the doors at 11:45, and people come up and they get pissed. And it's like, well, the reason we do that is we still have like 30 people in the store, and we're trying to get them out. If we ever want to close on time, we can't let people in all the way up to 12 o'clock because then we'll be here until 1 o'clock. So we have to close the doors and lock them at 11:45. And people don't like to hear that. They think the world revolves around them. I'm the customer. Well, yeah, you are the customer. Come back tomorrow. Be the customer then. But so they get pissy and they cuss me out. And I'm just like, I mean, I can't help you. Like, you can cuss me, you know, as much as you want. You can do whatever the hell you want. And whatever helps you go home and sleep better, I guess. Like, but if you're the person that tries to call up to a store like 10 minutes before they close, fuck you. Okay, just fuck you. Alright. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've done that before and I felt so bad.
It's trash.
I felt
Everyone
I
hates you.
I even apologized to the cashier. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to come this late. Like, I feel bad for keeping people or coming in like that close to closing, but
Yeah.
I don't get cuss out the people mad. It's not that big of a deal.
It's not. But yeah, but if you are in there and the store's about to close, literally everyone hates you. Everyone. Even the cockroaches, they hate you. Like, you're trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens.
So what have you been up to?
Still sticking to my workouts.
Nice.
I'm really proud. Like,
Yeah.
first I dreaded them, but I'm looking forward to doing them now daily. So it's not really a chore. It's becoming more of something I want to do.
See, I can't get over that chore part.
Yeah, but I just think about how I feel afterwards and feel the next day. Which I feel really good. Like, after working out, like a good workout, like cardio, and I know I did my best. Like, I feel really good the rest of the day and then into the next day. So currently, I'm still on my Thor challenge. If I keep my current pace at 5 miles a day up until the 9th, and you know I was going to ask this, but what starts August 9th? Shark Week, bitches. Shark Week goes from August 9th to August 16th. My favorite week of the year.
I fucking hate sharks.
I love Shark Week. So excited. I love Shark Week. I love sitting there watching about sharks.
If you like sharks that much, you probably like the game that just recently came out. Basically an RPG where you're playing as a shark.
I know, I've seen Owen playing it a couple of times, but that looks repetitive. I like watching the shark stories and the myths of giant sharks. I just love Shark Week. I don't know why I'm so excited about it, but I love Shark Week. And if I keep this current pace of 5 miles up until the 9th, I'll finish the Thor challenge, and then they have an actual Shark Week challenge.
Oh.
So I'm going to do that one next and get the Shark Week medal. And that one is 45.5 miles. And if I do it August 9th to the 16th, that's 6.5 miles a day.
Okay.
That's my next goal. So my goal is, by the 16th, to finish this one and finish the Shark Week challenge. And then that'll put me at 96 miles total for everything that I've done. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm motivated, dude. I'm motivated. And my website is going to launch on the 25th, August 25th, which is my birthday.
You never told me you were
It's
making
my
a website.
birthday. Huh?
You didn't tell me you were making a
I've
website.
been working on a website for probably about a year.
What's going to be on it? Everything.
Like, you can book me for photography, for graphic design work, for if you want to get a hold of us, to come sign all your autographs because of all of our fans. You can do all of that through the website. I'll have more details as it gets closer, but I finally got it perfect how I want it, and now I had to find the perfect date. And since I recently got it fixed the way I wanted to fix, I figured my birthday is the perfect day to launch it. So it's my birthday, So that's what's going on with this guy. So I'm pretty excited about that. You mentioned something about going to video game stuff. Five Nights at Freddy's. Are you into this now? Are you back into it? Are you into it, or?
Into it. Not like heavily. Well, yeah, actually, kind of. So, Five Nights at Freddy's, if you've never played it, is a pretty decent game. The fan base is toxic as hell, but I mean, if you like Star Wars, same concept. Just avoid the toxic people and it'll be fine. If you are the toxic people, delete yourself. Nobody wants you here. But anyway, FNAF is the abbreviation. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's. FNAF is the abbreviation for it. It's a pretty fun game. The gist of it is you're a security guard, like us. Well, me. He's not anymore. He's trying to get his license again. which I want to ask you about that.
I've moved on. I've been applying for graphic design jobs.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. We'll see.
But I'm a security guard for now. I'm not planning on staying as that because as much as I like it over other customer service jobs, it sucks. Anyway, so FNAF, you're a security officer. You're stationary in your office, and you have the camera system you can pull up where you're looking at the cameras and you can see the different points of the store, which is kind of like a off-brand Chuck E. Cheese almost. It's called, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria.
Or Showbiz for my really old people in Lynchburg. You probably ain't never heard of Showbiz, have you? It was very much similar to Five Nights at Freddy's, the big animatronic. They had an animatronic band.
Really?
Yeah. And they had it was like a Chuck E. Cheese, but it's like before Chuck E. Cheese. It's called Showbiz. Continue.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. Man, I would love to go to that. Anyway, the concept is the animatronics. I didn't think you knew what they were because you said you didn't know what FNAF was.
I never heard of the abbreviation. The
acronym. You know Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Okay. But the whole concept is the animatronics are trying to kill your ass, and you have to survive till 6 a.m. And the way you survive is by conserving your power, knowing where the animatronics are, and knowing when to close your doors. That's how you survive. So it's very efficiency based, is the whole point of the game. You have to be extremely efficient, and as the nights progress, once you get closer and closer to the 5th night, and then like the challenge mode, which I think is the 6th night, which is like fucking insane, it gets more and more difficult, and you have to conserve your power more and more, because your power gauges don't change, but their activity does, and they get more and more active and like beelining it towards you. And that means that you have to close the doors. And the longer your doors are closed, the more power you absorb. So it's very efficiency based. So if you like that kind of style of game where it's scary, you might get jump scared. It's very suspenseful, but you also have to be extremely efficient and outsmart the AI. You'll like the game. But the reason why I was talking about it is because, back to our pride and joy in Dead by Daylight. There's currently a petition going around with over 6,000 signatures requesting that they bring Springtrap into the game. And if you don't know who Springtrap is, that's fine, because he doesn't get introduced, I think, until the 3rd game of FNAF. But Springtrap is basically the serial killer. Spoiler alert, the FNAF animatronics, they're not just robots that are programmed to kill people. They're not. They are dead kids. Yep. Yeah, animatronics are dead kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Springtrap was a child murderer.
Jesus.
Yeah. He would get into it's a suit that's called a it's a spring animatronic suit where it doesn't have the animatronics inside of it. It's a person inside of it. And the suit kind of helps you move around because it's, a big clunky suit to where it looks like the other animatronics, but there's a person in it. So it's not like a normal mascot suit. It has, spring load systems inside of it to help you move. It was the thing that predated the animatronic suits, if I remember correctly from the storyline. It's very convoluted. Anyway, he used that suit to lure the kids away from the animatronics because they're like, oh cool, here's one that wants to play with me. So they follow the animatronic into a back room and he killed them. After he killed them, he usually either hide the body inside of an animatronic suit or whatever. The first person he killed ended up possessing one of like basically like a doll that's called Puppet, and from there it would like take the souls of other kids that he killed, and it put them into animatronics to get them to let them live, like to continue living. And they're pissed because they got murdered. So the last thing that they feel is just anger and hatred. And you're playing, if I remember correctly, as the murderer's son. So that's the security officer, and you look exactly like him. So that's why the animatronics are after you, is because you look like him.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. That's the last time I checked. You're gonna have to watch MatPat, he has like 50 FNAF videos of trying to put the storyline together, because every time a new game comes out, it brings up more information. Because Scott, the person who made it, was very delicate with his franchise and how he was giving us information. But anyway, Springtrap got killed by the suit, because the Springtrap suits, the reason why they became obsolete was because sometimes they failed, and the suit literally would crush you alive and kill you, because the springs inside of it would fail, so that means it would collapse, and that's like several thousand pounds of weight collapsing on you. So there's actually a video of him dying inside of the suit. It's pretty fucked up. But so he dies in the suit, and thus Springtrap was born. And Springtrap is he's really creepy because it's a rotting suit combined with rotting flesh, and it's really creepy and really gross looking. And in FNAF 3, he's kind of like creeping around the store because you're at a different location, and he's like trying to get to you. And there's certain times you just see him in the window just like staring at you, and it's really fucking weird. But yeah, so there's been a petition to get Springtrap into the game. Now, just because 6,000 people have signed it does not mean the rest of the community wants it, because they don't. There's actually a lot of hate for it. Like, I've been on the forums and I've been keeping up with it because I'm curious. And I'm indifferent, I don't really care. I think if they did it, it would have to be very careful, because so many people hate it and they hate the idea. If the devs are wanting to make money off of it, they're going to have to be extremely careful and really, but I think you fit just fine. I mean, Dead by Daylight, if anything, the best parts about the game are the jump scares and the chases. Those are the best aspects of Dead by Daylight. Those are the two things that Springtrap is: jump scare and a chase. So that's what he is. So they can easily do it. It's something new. They don't have anything really like that. Like where it's an animatronic being piloted by a dead person.
Like kind of what Legion has
he has a bunny outfit.
Yeah, but it'll be. I'm assuming it would be kind of in that same vein of that size, and that's what it would kind of look like.
Kinda. Yeah.
I mean, it might not exactly be a bunny, but it's whatever he looked like. But it would be kind of in the vein of that. I think that would be cool. And before we move forward, I just want to thank a couple of people. Tabitha Smith, what's up, girl? And James Graves. They commented on our last videos. James asked us if we were ready for Umbrella Academy Season 2. We haven't watched Season 1. But we did watch the trailer for Season 1, and I think it's something I'm going to check out. So I have to put a bookmark in this one for now. But I'm going to check out Umbrella Academy because Season 2 is about to drop. So I think I need to catch up if I'm going to hop on this wave. So I'll get back to you on that one. So last week we said that each week we're going to pick a person who was, say, wrongfully killed by the police and profile them. I think this week, well, it's not I think, we're going to do Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was a 26-year-old EMT. She was fatally shot by Louisville Police Department. The officers' names were Jonathan Mattingly, Brett Hankinson, and Miles Cosgrove. This happened on March 13th, 2020. She was asleep in her bed. All three of those officers were in plain clothes. They were executing a no-knock search warrant. None of them had body cams. None of them were in unmarked cars. So everything shows that they were intruders from the inside looking out. Somebody kicking in your door, coming into your apartment. It looks as though you're intruding my house. Breonna's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, opened fire first. Where they live at, it is a stand your ground state. So he had every right to defend his home from intruders who were kicking in his door. Like I said, gunfire was exchanged. Officers, they fired over 20 shots. Breonna Taylor was shot 8 times. And one of the police officers, John Mattingly, was injured as well throughout the gunfire. The primary target of the investigation was Jamarcus Glover and Adrian Walker, who were suspected of selling drugs at a drug house. But that was 10 miles away from where they were. Glover had a prior relationship with Breonna Taylor. The search warrant included Taylor's residence because it was suspected that Glover received packages containing drugs at Taylor's apartment. And because the car registered to Taylor's name had been seen several times parked outside of Glover's house, but no drugs were found in Breonna Taylor's apartment. Her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, he was licensed to carry a firearm. He did shoot first. He injured a law enforcement officer. With them shooting, more than 20 rounds. So I do understand why they shot back. I do understand that. According to a wrongful death lawsuit filed against the police by Taylor's family's attorney, the officers who entered Taylor's home without knocking or announcing a search warrant opened fire with total disregard for the value of human life. Charges have yet to be found. This happened March 13th. As of this recording, which is August 1st, it has been 141 days with no charges being found. When you all see this, we'll be at day 147, and still no charges have been filed. Although I do understand why they opened fire and shot at the boyfriend, Breonna Taylor was still an innocent person that was killed. She was in her bed sleeping. She posed no threat. If you are firing a weapon into a house, it is your responsibility to know what your target is and know what you're shooting at. You can't just go in shooting, and if you make a mistake and kill a sleeping person, you should be held accountable for that. She was not involved in the gunfire. She was not a part of it. She was in the bed sleeping. There are stories bouncing back and forth. I haven't verified these yet. That the initial statement that they filed was they put false things in the statement. So it's a whole lot of things that are not adding up, and there's really no excuse for charges not being filed on these police officers who just went in shooting into a house. Granted, they were shot at first, but he was defending his house. You didn't announce just a search warrant. You didn't announce who we are. You didn't announce anything. Just kick in the door, and if someone kicks in my door, that's the same thing that's going to happen. Unless you announce yourself, same situation could happen. And what if one of my kids gets killed? You need to be held accountable for that. Just like with Breonna Taylor, we need justice for Breonna Taylor. Do you have anything?
First, did Kenneth Walker, did he get shot at all? Is he dead?
No, he's alive. He was actually charged. He was initially charged with I want to say injuring that officer and resisting arrest. I may be wrong on that second one, but I know he was charged. Right? Yeah, eventually those did get dropped. They did tell him that as more facts come out, he could be charged with other things, but as of now, nothing has happened. Okay. His lawyer did file for him to be immune from any more charges going forward, which I think is the right thing. He did exactly what anybody else would have done.
I agree.
He was a lawful gun owner, and he felt that an imminent threat was being posed on his family, which it was, in the middle of the night, someone kicks in your door.
With guns.
With guns, and there's no announcement of who it is. That's what it is. They live in a stand your ground state.
Wait, did they enter with their guns drawn? Or did they draw them after he shot?
Well, I'm assuming they kicked in the door, they have guns drawn.
I did too. Okay.
That's normally how that works.
Yeah.
If they kick in the door, guns are out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're at with that.
Okay.
What else did you have? Any questions?
What are the cops like stormtroopers?
I don't know.
Like how did they? That's like insane to think that the person standing. I'm guessing he was relatively like probably like well sight.
Yeah.
But like how did they fire and not hit him, but hit Breonna?
Right.
And they fired 20 rounds.
20 rounds. Yep.
And all of them missed him.
I guess it doesn't say he was injured or he was shot or he was just taken into custody.
There's some fucking stormtroopers down there, dude.
Yeah.
What in the world?
But we're not gonna be quiet on this. We're not gonna let you forget. We're not gonna. It's not a trend to us. This isn't a trend that's cool to talk about because it's what people feel like they need to be mad about this week. This is really an issue. Breonna is just the first.
She's not the first.
No. First we talked about.
Oh, okay.
Breonna's the first that we've talked about. Excuse me. And she won't be the last. We will continue to talk about these people. We will continue to fight for them. They won't be treated as a trend or a fad. We need justice for these people. That is all we're asking for. We're not asking for anything extra. We're asking for the right thing to be done for a person who was killed for no reason. That's all we're asking for.
I agree.
Justice for Breonna. So, now it's time to move on to the reason that you're all here. Back at this series again. This series is taking something from me.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it changing your mind on Freddy?
It's not good. It's not good. I like him, but the movie premises and the reasons he's coming back and the reasons he dies, real flimsy. Real flimsy. So, Nightmare 5. Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. The first note that I have written down is this story is trash. That's the first note that I took after going through this movie again. This storyline is trash.
Well, that's fair.
It opens up with Alice and Dan in bed. Alice gets in the shower. And she ends up as Amanda Kruger in the House of 1,000 Maniacs, which is where the theory of where he was born, or how he was conceived. Along with Robert Englund without makeup on, who's eye fornicating the shite out of that camera. He's just in it. He's just in the camera. And I love it. Love it. Alice has it doesn't, this movie shifts in and out of reality. It doesn't explain why. Like, they'll be doing normal things and all of a sudden dream stuff will happen. And it's not like, oh, well, she dozed off or she gets woken up. It just goes to the next scene. And it's just like, well, what, was she awake? Was she sleeping? How did that happen? How is anything? How? But getting a little ahead of myself. You'll see as we go along. Alice has a whole new group of friends in this one. Because I think Dan is the only one that survived from the last one.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah. I guess Well, Freddy needs to do some killing somehow, so we gotta have new
fodder.
Yeah.
New dead meat.
Yeah, new dead meat. New glove fodder. So, how does Freddy come back this time? This is why I'm telling you, like, it goes in and out of reality. You don't know when. And the notes that I took, this is exactly what happened. I'm not leaving anything out, but this is the sequence of events that happened. Alice is at graduation. She's actively participating, which means she's not asleep. They're taking pictures. They're having a good time. She's talking to her friends. She looks over and sees the Jump Rope Kids, which is the kids that are always in white singing the 1, 2, Fred. They're always singing that song. And I get it. If you got one hit, and that's what the crowd loves, give it to them. Give it to them.
Sure.
So they're over there singing their one hit banger, and she follows them, and somehow she ends up getting stretchered into a delivery room, and she's in labor. She sees herself, and then herself sees Amanda Kruger on the table giving birth to a putty baby, is what I called it. It looks like a putty baby. You made it out of putty. The putty baby jumps down and charges at everybody and goes through the doors, and they're back at the church from the last movie. The Freddy's sweater and glove and hat are on the ground, so they're back at that where she just came from. I would assume a couple days ago, because that doesn't tell you about time, but whatever. Putty baby Freddy finds the sweater and gloves and grows into people-sized Freddy. and so this is how Freddy comes back. So now Freddy's back. So he's back for reasons, and he touches Alice's stomach and says he found a way to live again. Okay. Alice runs through the doors, the back doors of the church, and she's in the diner now. And she calls Dan, who's in the real world at a graduation, and tells him that Freddy somehow took over her reality, and that's not how this works.
No.
That's not how this works. And through this whole sequence, there's no her waking up, there's no her snapping out of a daydream. She goes from, it's like me leaving this room, going into the bathroom, and calling you, and it's all the same. So, in reality, the diner she's in, through that door is the church she just fought Freddy in, and through that back door is the delivery room where Freddy was just born. Because none of it cuts or goes in and out of the dream part like they were doing up until this point. And so, it's a huge, confusing mess. Explain this to me.
He's going for the devil's advocate again.
Yeah, explain this to me.
Okay.
Make this make sense.
Okay. I have a theory on it, but I immediately have a counter.
Okay.
My theory on it is Alice isn't dreaming, the baby is.
Okay, that's a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah. Because when he touched her stomach at the beginning, saying that I found a way to live again, that was Freddy saying, like, Alice, you're preggers, you're Preganan, and he's living through the baby.
But the baby doesn't know Freddy.
I was about to get into that.
Okay. All right.
That was my counter.
I'll let you finish.
Yeah. That was my counter. So, the baby dreaming is what's connecting her into the dream world, is through the baby. Now, the baby doesn't know Freddy, which is the counter to that theory, because you need to know of Freddy to deal with Freddy. Baby doesn't know Freddy. You can say that Alice knows Freddy, and so even though he's manifesting through the baby's dreams, she's seeing it because she knows him.
Time out. She's not showing in this movie, like,
At all.
to the point where you would think it's anything other than an embryo.
Yeah.
An embryo doesn't have a brain or dreams or thoughts
At
or
all.
any of that. It's finish. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. That's really the only kind of argument you can give for it. Now, saying that, like commenting on the brain is very true. Maybe the soul was sleeping? I don't know, dude. The movie's garbage.
Well, we're just partway through this shit sandwich.
Yeah.
So that's our halfway explanation. Okay, so first one to die in this movie is Dan, which is duh. He survived the last movie, so we got to clean up these movies. So again, this is the jumping in and out of reality thing, and it's distracting throughout this whole movie. Dan dozes off. Okay, understandable. He dozes off, so I can see him going into the dream now. Mm-hmm. While he's driving, he wakes up, and Freddy is in the truck with him, like he's sitting right here, and Freddy is aggressively drinking champagne. He's having the most fun I've ever seen anybody have ever in life about anything. So he takes the champagne and pours it on his arm, which melts his arm off. Freddy does it to himself, and he sticks his arm up onto the inside of the truck. The wheels burst on the truck. Dan stops the truck, gets out. Freddy's gone. He gets on a motorcycle and drives off.
I just had the flashback of the motorcycle Freddy.
And then we get motorcycle Freddy. Because Freddy, the bike starts, wires come out and start melting into Dan. And Dan starts turning into a motorcycle, and it's Freddy talking to him. Mm-hmm. And he says, "You shouldn't sleep and drive," or something. He gives some one-liner.
Yeah.
Dan runs into a semi-truck, and he dies. Back to the real world, Alice is working at the diner. She sees an accident outside. She goes outside, and it's Dan who's in the original truck still. And he's upside down. But now she's awake. And she's in a diner. And all of a sudden, this huge green screen behind her, Dan, falls down this tunnel. Looks like an anus. That's what it looks like.
Return to the anus tunnel from like the second one.
Yeah.
Third one.
Falls down the anus tunnel. Right. And it just flashes. And she gets startled and goes outside. And Dan's upside down in the truck. Dead. Oh, so you think. But he rises up and talks in a Freddy voice, and then so she's awake. A dream thing happens while she's awake, and then it goes to the next scene. Alice faints, wakes up in the hospital, and this is when she found out she's pregnant. Fine, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then it cuts to her friend Greta, who is killed when she falls asleep at a dinner party, and Freddy force feeds her to death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gives her the num-nums, bunch of num-nums. She's like a baby seed, and her cheeks get all puffy. Yeah. But in real life, she dies from choking on something. But he feeds her to death. So Greta's dead. Greta's dead. Yeah. Dan's dead. Greta's dead. Whoopty shit. Alice figures out that Freddy is operating through her baby. How is she pregnant? It isn't. I don't know if it's Dan's. I don't know if it's Freddy's. Is Freddy clapping cheeks?
I like to think that just because it's funny. Like personally, but I don't think it's Freddy's. I'm pretty sure it's Dan's. Okay. I think that's what the movie was trying to suggest at the beginning, was that they got their freak on. She went to go wash off because...
Wash all that Dan off.
Yeah, gotta wash all that Dan junk off. And that's what caused her to get purged in it. I guess it's like life at conception is what it's trying to say. Because even though it's an embryo, it still dreams and thinks and feels, which scientifically isn't correct. But who cares about science?
So, we move on to Yvonne. And if you're wondering, these you keep saying names of people. they're not important. They're just people for him to kill and to attempt to kill, and they don't. If they weren't in the movie, nothing would change.
No.
So there's not a. Anyway, Yvonne almost dies, but she doesn't.
For some reason.
Mark falls into his comic, and this is probably my favorite part.
Oh, God, no. Fuck this,
Mark falls into his comic because he falls asleep, and he like kind of ahas his way into his comic, and so he's in his comic now. He becomes one of his comic book characters. And he sees Freddy, and he shoots Freddy to death. And Freddy falls down, but Freddy's not dead. Freddy pops back up. Freddy is Super Freddy now.
Super Freddy sucks.
Super Freddy. He's Super Freddy now.
No.
And he slashes Mark, and then you see the color drain out of Mark, and then Freddy has the most fun I've seen anybody cut up paper that I've ever seen in my life. He just goes on a crazy. He's giggling. He's laughing. He's a pig in shit. He's the happiest he's ever been in his life. And so now Mark's dead. This movie is all over the place. Like this stuff just happens too. Like you'll be in the scene, all of a sudden it'll cut to
Freddy kills somebody.
And it's like it just cuts back, and it's like okay. So we're finally at the final Freddy fight. And this is where everything goes completely off the rails at this point.
Oh, God.
There's an upside down stairs chase where Freddy comes back as Dan, and Dan turns out to be Freddy, like no shit. Freddy comes out of Alice somehow, but she doesn't die. Like he like morphs out of Alice. Jacob is here. And if you're wondering who Jacob is Alice's son, and apparently Freddy's son, because Jacob appears. Amanda Kruger, Freddy's mother, is here. Jacob turns into a version of Freddy with his face scarred up, and he does this stupid little voice, like, hey, like he's trying to be creepy. And he says, he asks Freddy to teach him to do stuff. Okay.
Teach me how to do stuff.
Yeah. And Freddy falls for it for some reason. He has Alice, he kisses her and throws her down and goes to Jacob, and then Amanda Kruger says, now, and Jacob attacks Freddy, who ends up back in Amanda's stomach. And Jacob goes back into Alice's stomach. And that's how this fucking movie ends. Fuck this movie. Okay? This movie was a waste of my time. I blame you for it. And I don't think I ever forgive you for making me go through this movie and watch this nonsense.
I warned you going into this that Freddy gets shittier and shittier and shittier. I told everybody, I was like, look, alright, first Freddy movie, it's okay, nostalgia, I like it. But then it's just downhill. It just gets horrible. I have no words. There is no word in the English language that can explain how exhausted even hearing the summary made me. Because of how bad the movie is.
Yeah.
The movie is garbage. Like, if you like Dream Child, there's something wrong with you, and I'm concerned for your health. That's me being honest. Because I don't know of anybody who likes Dream Child. For some reason, he likes Super Freddy. He's weird.
That one part, it made me laugh.
I don't know, but why? He's all like huge, like Super Freddy.
He was Diesel. He had game, and I respect it.
We're gonna play as Super Freddy in DVD.
I would love that. But
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, this was a bad one. I'm glad it's over.
The next one is like what, 6?
Yes, it'll be 6, and this one is Freddy's Dead. One of my favorites. I like Freddy's Dead.
I think 7 is probably one of my favorites.
A New Nightmare?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're almost done with this franchise.
This franchise got, like, it's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like, I mean, Dream Child is trash. Like, I give it, like, fucking maybe a 4th of a pumpkin on this one. Not even a full pumpkin. Like a 4th out of 5.
Mm-mm. Nope. It's not. I don't know. It's not a good movie. And I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to do a comparison when we get to the next franchise with Jason, and we get to movie 5 for him, because I'm pretty sure what's movie 5 for Jason? That's better than Freddy's, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Jason's just as bad. I mean, he gets really cringy when Jason Goes to Space, Jason X. That's the 10th movie for him, isn't it? Jason X.
I believe so. Yeah.
That's the last movie, I think. Is Jason X? And yeah, Jason. Oh my god. But anyway, we're on Freddy right now, not Jason. We'll get to those cringe fests later. I feel like at this point in Freddy, they didn't really know what they wanted to do with him. They were trying to expand his horizons, because since he was so linked to like people being asleep, they attempted to have a system where it's like, well, what if he can fuck with people even when they're awake, like Pennywise? And they had to, do some really weak storyboard reason as to why he's able to do that with the infant being asleep or whatever. And that was their excuse. But the movie's exhausting. It's really bad. If you listen to the summary and you're like, that sounds like it's up my alley, go ahead. We don't judge you. Enjoy what you like.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's bad.
Don't do it.
It's bad.
It's not worth your time. And you'll hate yourself for doing it.
True.
So
Probably will.
there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 8.
9.
9?
Yeah. We
Did I say?
We started off saying it was episode 9.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 9. The correct title. This title correctly. But
We're losing track.
we just can't see it.
Yeah.
It's down there somewhere.
Either down there or like maybe it's up there. I don't know. It depends on how the video loads.
Yeah, it's somewhere. But
Yeah.
that's correct. We'll say 9.
We'll say 9.
Yeah. Y'all were boring the shit out of him.
This movie is so bad. That's why I was kind of quiet during the whole thing. It's because I was like, God, I hate the 5th one. All I had was negative things to say, and nobody wants to hear somebody bitch. So I was like, I was just kind of decided to be quiet. I was like, I got nothing nice to say, so don't say anything at all. And then, one of my rating, it's a 4th, and it's garbage. Like, you might get a little bit of the pumpkin eye in there, but that's it. It's trash.
But as always, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Follow the socials. Hopefully soon, this one will start getting Zombay-kay socials.
I can attempt it. Yeah.
And so
I do need to get into streaming.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Once he gets those will be in the description also.
Yep.
But continue to be good people.
Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody! Come on!
What?
Every time you say that, I put the Will Ferrell shows.
Oh, he's going like, everybody love everybody!
Every time you say it, I put it in there. But be good people.
Yes.
Do something kind for somebody.
Like, hold the door.
Yeah. Say please and thank you and
Or buy me some coffee.
yeah. Or whatever you want to do. Just do something kind for someone. Yeah, I think that's it. Drink Beppis, as always.
Yeah.
Shoot for the stars.
Because if you miss, you'll land on the moon.
Yeah. I'm just rambling at this point.
I know.
Goodbye.
Later.